I think it's very important to have different types of flavor profiles that you can make different things with. That way you don't get tired of eating the same thing if that's what you're stuck with. Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. What you see here is what I use to combat food fatigue. When you think about it, ladies and gentlemen, I was actually thinking about this today. We mainly use the same foods over and over again, and we just change them up by changing the sauces we use or the spices we use to give them a different flavor profile. And I was thinking about Mexican food and talking about it with my wife here not too long ago. And I told her, Mexican food is pretty much the same food no matter what you get. It's just in a different shape. You have rice, you have beans, you have meat, you have tortillas. So if you get a burrito, you're getting what? A tortilla with rice, meat, beans, and whatever little vegetables they put in there. If you're getting an enchilada, what do you get? A tortilla with rice, meat, beans, and a different sauce, etc. If you're getting nachos, what do you get? Fried tortillas with meat, with beans, with different vegetables. So we usually eat the same bases, and then we switch them up with proteins and different flavors so that we don't get food fatigue. So we don't get tired of eating the exact same thing. In the prepper world, we know food fatigue as being getting tired of eating the same thing or things because it's all you have, and then you don't even want to eat anymore. And this is especially dangerous for children because kids can be really stubborn about eating when times are good. Well, imagine if times were bad and all you were stuck with was just rice and beans. You can make it. You can survive if you give yourself the will to eat every time that you need to eat, if it's just rice and beans. But imagine what you could do with rice and beans, just rice and beans, if you had a whole bunch of different sauces. So the bigger the arsenal that you have in fighting food fatigue in the form of spices and sauces. Now, in this video, I'm just showcasing you the sauces that I have and that I use on a regular basis. All right, but spices are very important as well. So I just wanted to go ahead and take a few minutes to go through the sauces that I have stored up and that I actually use on a daily basis to give you guys some ideas, because you may not be thinking about a specific sauce and you may like to try it. So the reason for this video is show you what I use and what I store. That way it may give you some ideas on expanding your sauces. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to go ahead and just go over the sauces that I have. That way you guys can see what I use. And please, in the comments, if you guys use something different than what's here, put it on the comments, or even better, go to Facebook and put a picture or post a picture of the sauces that you use. That would be awesome. That way we can actually have a visual of what sauces you use that are different from what I use here. So it can give us ideas and maybe we can try something new. So let me start with the number one thing that's an American classic. At least I think it is. A1 steak sauce. Now, me personally, I think that if you're eating a quality piece of steak, that you don't need this. All right. So if you're eating a nice ribeye that is a really good piece of meat, you should only have to season it with a little bit of, well, not a little bit, with a little bit of pepper, but a good amount of salt. Usually when you season a good piece of meat that you're going to put on the grill, you over season it a little bit because some of those seasonings burn off at the grill. You really don't need it. But during a crisis or in a time where maybe you don't have the availability of getting a good piece of steak or a good piece of meat, this would be a great sauce to put over a piece of game maybe that you're not used to eating. So let's say, for example, you're not used to eating venison or moose or elk or bear, and that's all you have to eat, and you really don't like the gamey taste in those kinds of meat, this would be a great thing to put on it so that it can be suitable to your palate. Now I have several of these small bottles of oil that Victor got me the last time he went on a vacation. And these are just flavor infused oils. Like for example, this is an olive and grapeseed oil that is flavored with sun-dried tomatoes, Parmesan cheese, and garlic. I've never had it, but I can't wait to try it because it's pretty interesting. I'm going to wait till the next time that I make some kind of an Italian dish where I can use this, maybe for the pasta or as a drip on top. But having different types of oils as well can really help change the flavor profile of something. For example, here's another one that really makes a difference when you're cooking Asian style foods: sesame seed oil. For example, whenever I make my Chinese rice, if I don't put this in it, it just doesn't taste like Chinese rice. All right, so this is a really big enhancer in the taste of Chinese rice to make it taste like Chinese rice. See, ladies and gentlemen, it's just rice, but you can make rice in a whole bunch of different ways. If you want to have Chinese rice, in my opinion, this is one of the things that you need right here: sesame seed oil. Another thing that I feel is a must in making that Chinese rice taste is oyster flavor sauce. And the tricky part about this is that some people may think you need a lot of this, but you don't. If you put a lot of this in a sauce to make your Chinese rice, it really kind of ruins it. Usually whenever I make a pot of Chinese rice, it only takes maybe 2 tablespoons of this for the entire, let's say, a 2 dry cup rice meal of Chinese rice, which 2 dry cups of rice is a lot of rice after it's cooked. So this thing will go a long way, and it really helps to give it that authentic taste of Chinese rice when you pair it with a little bit of sesame seed, a little bit of white rice vinegar goes in there, or rice vinegar goes in there. And in addition to that, a little bit of soy sauce goes in there. And so far, all of these sauces that I've shown you, if you put them away in a cool place that's dark, should last you a long time. The thing with soy sauce that I personally believe is that if you get it in a package like I got it right here, a plastic package or a plastic container, it's probably best if you transfer this over to a mason jar, a glass jar, or a glass container. That way it'll last a lot longer, because soy sauce will pretty much last indefinitely, right, if stored in the right conditions. And in my opinion, I can't say this for a fact, but I think that taking it out of the plastic container and restoring it in a glass container would be best. Here's another favorite right here. And you can get different things of the same. See, this is one of my favorite teriyaki sauces. And these also go a long way. It only takes a little drip, you know, on top of your rice or on top of the meat that you're cooking to give it a teriyaki flavor, right? But I also have my very favorite teriyaki sauce, which is this one. So why do I have 2 different kinds? Well, for 2 reasons. I do want to change it up a little bit. Even though this is my favorite, I like to have a different kind that's also good. As far as I'm concerned, this is a good kind as well, but it's not the exact same flavor. And this one was on sale. And I've had it before, so I know I like it. So teriyaki sauce is another great way to add really good flavor to just a plain food. And it gives a good flavor that doesn't taste anything like the food you were cooking. So for example, if you take a little bit of rice, white rice, you pile some pressure canned chicken breast on top of that after you heat it up, you drizzle some of this over that, it's going to taste great, okay? And then another thing you can do with white rice and chicken is make some curry sauce, all right? These are little curry sauce blocks. So they are little paste blocks that you add water to, and it turns into a curry sauce. And let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, when you make this and you put some vegetables in there with it, and then you pour this over rice and a protein like a meat or even eggs, this is delicious. If you guys have never tried this before, this is delicious. This is like a Japanese style curry, which I had never heard of before. I never heard of a Japanese style curry until I went to Japan, probably about a decade ago or so. And one of my buddies over there told me, hey, you like curry? And I'm like, yeah. And he said, they make the best curry over here. I'm like, I thought curry was like an Indian thing, you know, like from India. And he said, no, Japanese curry is better than Indian curry. And I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, that I have to agree. I've had Indian curry before, but a Japanese style curry, to me, is delicious. I think the reason, though, is because this thing probably has MSG in it. Monosodium glutamate. All right, so I'm not going to lie, that's probably why it, oops, sorry. That's probably what makes this one of the reasons why this tastes so good, but it's good anyways. And I guarantee you that during a severe crisis of some kind, where you are fighting food fatigue, if you had this, you'd be happy to have it. So that's the other thing there. All right, another one of the things that we need is something, I don't know how this got in this pile, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know how this got here. Let me put this back. Here we go. This is what I meant to grab. Balsamic vinegar. All right. So you guys are growing a garden outside, you know, and you're having a nice salad. And this is something that you can use in different ways to, you know, to make a salad dressing or to even dip bread into with a little bit of olive oil. It brings variety to the table, and it's something that you don't have all the time. Here's another thing that's a great thing. Barbecue sauces, especially in the glass bottle kinds. I think Victor got me this as well last time he went on a trip. So get different types of sauces that go on meats, that go on rice, that go on pasta. All of those things, ladies and gentlemen, your imagination is the best tool that you can have in order to mitigate food fatigue. Here's another one of my favorites, Korean barbecue. This is delicious. You marinate your chicken or your pork in this, or even beef, but I really like to marinate pork in this most of all. This is delicious. I'm not sure if you guys have ever had like the pork that they sell in Chinese restaurants that's got kind of like a little bit of a reddish tint to it, or a reddish color to it. That's what this tastes like, and it's really good. And then, of course, another one of your classics, Tabasco sauce. Can't go wrong with this. I mean, you have a lot of uses for this, right? You can put this, like I use this to put it on my pizza once in a while, whenever I eat a burrito once in a while, whenever my wife cooks a casserole. My wife cooks this casserole that's delicious. It's like a family staple that her mom passed down to her, and she calls it Okapski casserole. But I put a little bit of this on that, and this just brings it to life. Some of the things we don't think about, Worcestershire sauce is a great sauce, in my opinion, to put on a piece of meat that is not top quality. Let it marinate in this for a little bit, and it kind of helps to tenderize it and give it a little bit of a better flavor if you have a piece of meat that's maybe not a top shelf piece of meat. So another thing that's not necessarily a sauce in form, but you turn it into, make sure you get lots of gravies. Get lots of different types of gravies, and also get some rubs. And ladies and gentlemen, you can pick these up on sale. Don't just go out there tomorrow and go pay full price for something like this that you're going to store away. Just be on the lookout. Just keep your eyes open. I think I picked these up about a year and a half ago for like 25 cents a packet because they were on sale. I picked up about 12 of them, and I've only used like 2. So these will last me a long time, and it's a great price, and it's actually a really, really good rub for ribs. We just used it here not too long ago. Memorial Day. We had ribs on Memorial Day. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so, you know, this wasn't a very in-depth video, but, you know, I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys some ideas by showing you what I have and what I have put away in the form of sauces. That way, believe it or not, some people may never have heard of Worcestershire sauce. You just never know. Some people may never have heard of this, and they'll be like, what is that? and then we'll start a conversation thread in the comments. They may try it and love it. You know, some people may never have heard of this Korean barbecue sauce. So it's a way to get your guys' minds thinking about this subject matter that maybe will expand all of our horizons together as a community, so that we can share with each other things that we use that maybe the other doesn't. And that way it'll give us a chance to maybe go out there and explore new flavors that we can add to our food pantries. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to make this video any longer than I have to, so I want to say thank you very much for joining in today. I hope you've had a great week. Thank God it's Friday. The weekend is coming up. I think it's going to be a beautiful weekend this weekend, so trying to get a lot done. In case for some reason I don't put a video up for tomorrow on Saturday, Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. Alaska time, we're going to go ahead and do a live stream, and I'm going to announce the 3 winners of the silky sauce. So if you guys didn't see my live stream from 2 Sundays ago and you would like to enter to win a silky sauce, go ahead and watch that live stream. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and leave a comment, and then we will announce the winners this Sunday. Before I forget to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much to those of you that have made contributions to the Buy Me a Coffee link. Really appreciate your guys' generosity. For those of you that don't know, I am pushing to do a food bank donation come around the end of June, and I am going to match dollar to dollar whatever you all contribute to the Buy Me a Coffee link down under the description to the food bank. All right, so dollar to dollar, I'm going to match whatever's contributed up to the probably about the 3rd week of June or so, and I'm going to match it up to $500. So if you guys have all of your preps and you have a few coins left over in your pocket and you want to buy me a coffee, be assured that all of those funds will be going to the Fairbanks Food Bank. All right, so thank you very much to those of you that have been contributing. Truly appreciate you guys, so thank you so much. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.